Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. We got ourselves a nice exclusive for the people tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It won't get no more exclusive. We're live tonight with the Drew League Commissioner, Miss Chaniel Smiley, ladies and gentlemen. We will be introducing her shortly as Flight Sports TV. Without further ado, we ain't gonna waste too much time of the people. We got Miss Chaniel Smiley in the building. Welcome to Flight Sports TV. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
Right. It's definitely an honor to have you on the show, because we've been covering the Drew League so extensively, especially we had eyes all over Liangelo Ball, watching his progression. It's just you've been doing a fabulous job the way the Drew League has been promoted. I just want to commend you and congratulate you on the growth of the product. We are supporting you. We wish you nothing but success in the future. I just know that the Drew League is just the beginning.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. That's love.
Right. So let everybody know, introduce yourself, let everybody know how you got involved, in the Drew League. Tell everybody.
Yeah, so Chaniel Smiley, the commissioner of the Drew. I've been the commissioner now this is my 5th season. And my father has been around the Drew since he was, 12, 13 years old. Started off with Alvin Wills. He was the founder back in 1973 at Drew Middle School. So it started off as a community league for a lot of the kids and teenagers to take part in. So it started off just like a middle school league. And then a lot of attention came from it. And my father was he was a student there. Alvin Wells was his mentor. And when my father became around, I want to say about 20, 21 years old, Alvin Wells passed it on to him after being part of it about 10 years into it. And my dad just kind of took it and ran with it and made it his own. And as of the last 5 years, I was an assistant for him. I know he needed some help. And after school, after I finished college, I came back from Louisiana and it was like, let me help you out with this, because I see you're very passionate, but you're very tired. And because it's growing, you definitely need some new blood there to help take it to the next level. And so I was able to carry the torch since then.
Right. How long have you been, at the helm, as commissioner? How many years?
I would say 5 years now.
5 years. Okay. So this is truly like a family product, because did you say your father was the commissioner before you?
Yes, it was my father. And then before that was Alvin Wells, who started in 1973. And then my dad took it on around 1983.
Yeah.
And he's been the commissioner since 1983 up until 5 years ago.
Right. That's crazy. The growth that has happened since, the 5 years, and look at what just happened. You just came off an amazing, season, with the Drew League. I mean, it just received national attention. How have you been, dealing with the success, obviously, of the growth, of the product? What are your thoughts, on what's just transpired, this just recently?
Yeah, I mean, I always knew the Drew was special, and just because of what has taken place over the years. Because it's such a family dynamic, not just with the Smileys, my family, but the Ware family. There's other people who bring, I mean, they bring their kids, they bring their loved ones. It's a family dynamic, and everybody feels comfortable coming, coming, warm people and provide a platform for these guys to showcase their skills, good basketball, you know what I mean? And we play the game, in a very professional way, and we run in a very professional way. And the success that it's taken, I mean, I just thank God for it. I know what our plan is always to try to amplify it every year, give these guys a reason to come back. And I mean, we've been doing so, and I'm just happy that my staff, I can't just say it's all me or my father or my family, but it's a collective. It's a lot of us that do this together, that's behind the scenes, that you don't see. And those are the ones that are also that also has a huge part in the success.
Right. Like I said, as commissioner, it's a tall task, it's a tough job, definitely as, things continue to blow up and blow up. And you speak on, creating an environment for guys to want to come back, speak to to the people that why so many NBA athletes choose the Drew League to come, to in the summer opposed to other leagues. What's your thoughts on what makes the Drew League so special opposed to some of the other ones around the world?
I wish it was something that they can answer. I think, well, one being that, we are in a big city, we are in LA. A lot of these guys work out here. A lot of them on the off season, they spend a lot of time here. There's a lot of talent that comes from the LA market, and those guys, they're season, when they're training
You,
here. Can you
you're
hear me?
slightly break. Yeah, you're supposed to say you're slightly breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You can continue. You're just slightly breaking up. Hopefully, it's better now.
Is it better now?
Slightly.
Let me,
You, now it's kind of breaking up a little bit. Yeah. I'm
okay,
sorry.
give me
Oh,
a
now,
quick
now you
second.
good. You good now. You good
I'm
now.
really
You sound,
okay.
yeah, you sound better now.
Uh, okay. What I was saying is that
I heard what you were
a
saying.
lot of these
I'm
guys.
sorry.
Okay.
You can continue. I'm sorry
Okay.
because you were just chopping up a little bit. I'm sorry. We're much better now.
Okay. Cool. No, I would just.
Yeah, like I said, we have some slight technical difficulties. Miss Chanel Smiley will be back shortly.
Can you hear me? I don't know. It seems like it's
Yes.
just.
Yeah. Much better now.
Okay. No, so I was just saying that we have a lot of talent that comes from the LA market, and because of that, I think that's what and then we take pride in the game itself. And it's like I said, it's a collective of pros and collegiate players and high school All-Americans that come and play, and that's what's so beautiful about it. And then we've been here for a very, very long time, so the respect and stuff is there too. So
Right. And you are from California as well, right? South Central.
yes.
Okay. Speak to your roots. Your South Central roots. Does that give you any drive or motivation? As you kind of trailblaze this path as commissioner right now.
Yes, I mean, born and raised in South Central Watts, Los Angeles, like we take pride in our city. It's not that much positive things that go on in this area. Just like I'm familiar with like a lot of other cities in the country who from poverty restricting areas, food desert areas. And they should be the best. But one thing about us here that I witnessed is that we don't give up. Like we strive hard, whatever it is, that whatever battles we have to deal with, we tackle through it. We make the best out of nothing, and whatever it is that we do, we just try for the next day, and the next day as far as reaching out to them. We're big on the gang population out here, and so we try to make sure that these kids have a way out, and whatever it is, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, baseball, education, whatever it is, that we make sure we have for them to excel in. And so we provide that opportunity for our foundation as well, not just about basketball. It's a way for these kids to
You slightly breaking up again. I'm sorry.
Hold on one second, okay?
Okay. Yeah, it's like he's much better now out of nowhere. But I heard everything that you said. It's definitely
to a different area.
Okay. It's definitely an amazing story. There's a lot of definitely gems that you're saying. I don't want it to go over anyone's heads. This is some incredible information, ladies and gentlemen. We got all access in the building. Salute the guests.
Shout out to Flight Sports Smiley. TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest shit in these streets. We definitely are being graced and privileged to have such a wonderful person who is so community gifted and loved in the surrounding areas of LA, the greater LA area. And this is why the Drew League is such an attraction to NBA, collegiate, and All-American basketball players that's in high school, because of the atmosphere and the ambiance that the Drew League offers to these men and women. Don't forget, men and women that come and parade their skills. Yes, sir. And she's doing a wonderful job. But I have a question for you, Miss Kamish, is that you guys just had a round robin of Pro-Am leagues. Can you kind of describe what was that all about, and how fair did that, how well did that go over?
Yeah, so the Pro-Am basketball classic, it was created, the idea was Sean Brunson from the Baltimore League. And me and Sean are very good friends. We met we met some years ago, and we became friends, and the idea stemmed from him, and he connected with me, and basically we just made it happen, so we've been partners around that. And our idea mainly was to celebrate Pro-Am culture, street basketball, however you want to call it. But that was the goal, and to bring these cities together and to really put on for, our communities. The Rep Your City vibe, it was a lot of great energy around it. Just trying to have people from different leagues from different regions to be a part of it, and really show love to each other. Yes, it was a competition. Yes, everybody wants to win. But at the end of the day, we built a bond, brotherhood, sisterhood, and it was all love at the end of the day.
Yeah, I want to ask a question. Dating back to more recent. What was your first things first? I want to congratulate you because the NBA did get involved. With the Drew League this session that just happened this season. Pardon me. Tell everybody what was it like, for that major coverage. It was always been cameras, but finally people to see the game live, on time. Let everybody know what that was all about, as the commissioner, because the people loved it.
Oh, good. We've been working with the NBA as far as, of course, like the sanctioning and stuff like that. And for the last, for at least for the last, I would say, decade, it's always been, we can't stream. And every year we try to see if we can stream, and then after a while we just like let it go. But we connected with the right individual from the NBA. You know, they switch out personnel all the time. So this individual actually believed in what we were doing, and took a chance. And I think the chance paid off. And this is something we've been trying to tell them for quite a while, that to pay attention to the pro-am culture. We understand the NBA is what the NBA is, and no one's trying to compete with that. But there's also a culture here with pro-am basketball, with street basketball, that catches a lot of eyeballs, and people want to see it. And people really love the raw intensity of basketball. And I mean, it all comes from the streets. It all comes from our neighborhoods, respectfully so, of wherever we're from, whether it's from Watts, whether it's from Dallas, whether it's from New York, Philly, Chicago. Like, the culture is there, and that's where these $1 million players, you know, our favorite players in the world, come from. But they've started in their backyard. It started on chain nets in the, you know, in the street basketball in the parks, and so when you come back to those roots, you know, they understand that it's very important to come back to your community and to play in front of a crowd and show love and to give back, and to work on their craft in the summer. That's just when they get better, and they need somewhere to play. So understanding that from the NBA point of view, you know, they finally understood and they want to take a chance. And now that they see what it's like, they love it. And I'm glad our fans from all over the world can see what the Drew is about. They get a sneak peek preview of, you know, what we do. And, you know, just grateful. And hopefully, you know, in the future, I'm pretty sure we set the tone for other pro-ams to possibly get that attention as well.
Absolutely. You know, what about your thoughts on LeBron James? You know, he just electrified the building. You know, and then you received so much star power. You know, this Drew League. What was your thoughts on LeBron in particular? You know, because it drew major national spotlight, and like I said, you said that you just continue to grow more and more eyeballs to the product. You know, with all of this is going on, more eyes are on the Drew League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you basically asking how important that was for LeBron to come.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was special. It was so last minute, to be honest. Like, when I found out, it was late the evening before, and I wasn't sure if it was actually true. But you know, we had LeBron come to the Drew back in 2011 during the lockout. Baron Davis, a good friend of ours, was a friend of his, and you know, he kind of surprised everybody by bringing him in, and it was unannounced. But this time, you know, we're talking about 11 years ago, LeBron wasn't the same LeBron as he is now, obviously. And so seeing him, you know, now, and what a surprise. I mean, it was so special for the community. Like, they loved it. People came in droves to try to get in. And, you know, we are at a high school, so, you know, high school doesn't fit that many people. But my main thing is that I wanted our Junior Drew kids, which I'm glad that was our first day of Junior Drew clinics camp. And that morning, I told the parents to, like, you may want to stay and let the kids stay for this, because I don't think they're going to want to miss this, you know. So all of our community kids from the Watts, South Central LA area, Compton area, was able to see LeBron. And that was so special for me, because they don't get to see stars up close and personal. You know, those tickets cost so much money to go to the Staples Center, the Crypto Center. And, you know, that was my main thing, is like, let our kids, you know, be present to see that. So it turned out really great, and it was special.
Right.
Yes,
absolutely.
and also, and also, Flight, and picking up off of that, there's been a plethora of NBA players throughout the years participating in the Drew League. What era was the most special to you, since you can remember, of the Drew League in combination with NBA players coming in and merging and integrating but the community at large?
The era, I would say, I would say the 2010, 2020 era was that was a good time. Really 2011 really like it really took off from there. But before then, I would say the early 2000s is when we started seeing a lot of different NBA, from the Paul Pierce to the Gilbert Arenas to Baron Davis, but Baron's been a part of for a long time. Trevor Ariza, Nick Young, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan. That was in the early 2000s. All of those guys are from here, and they've been playing since they were high school students.
Right. That's amazing. I want to ask a question, Miss
Sure.
Chanel. I want to discuss Liangelo Ball. He had an amazing, electrifying Drew League. I want to discuss it. I want to let you know here at Flight Sports TV. We do a whole lot of Triple B content. We love LeVar Ball, we love Lonzo, LaMelo, Liangelo, the whole family. You definitely had Liangelo there, doing his thing. Can you speak to the star power that the Triple Bs has had and had just recently? When LeVar Ball walks in the building, I mean, good. I'm just saying, what's your thoughts, on the whole Triple B situation with the Drew League, because they have definitely electrified the building every time they step foot in there.
Yeah, first things first, I love and respect the Ball family. Um, People don't know so much. They don't know too much about them, from what I understand. Like, you probably just see LeVar on TV, going back and forth with a commentator, saying what he's saying, and people might call him, crazy or whatnot. But to really get to know LeVar and really get to know his family, they are such a close-knit family, and all he want to do is just love on his kids. And when he comes, he donates to our foundation all the time. They're a very gentle family, very quiet, soft-spoken. LeVar is not soft-spoken, of course, but he's the energy guy, you know what I mean? He's the father. So I definitely respect the Ball family 100%. They have our support. They support us, and I just really like seeing them come as a unit. It's not just one or two. The whole family come out and support each other. Don't matter if they're losing by 20, 30 points, like they come out, and the grandfather, the grandmother, the uncle, the aunt, everybody comes out. So the Ball family is very special. They really love the game, and they respect the game, regardless of win or lose. Like, they're there and they're showing up each time. So yeah, having the Balls, it's been fun. It's been great having them, and I think they really get a kick out of the Drew and the competition that it brings to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right about that. That was definitely very an extensive, statement. Just definitely speaks to the impact that LeVar has had. You speak to him donating to various charities. I'm just saying LeVar Ball does so many amazing things, and I'm just so happy that you was able to highlight that for us tonight. Rave
For
Kingdom.
sure.
We have another guy. We have another guy with us. Rave Kingdom, another host with us. We have Miss Chanel Smiley, Drew League Commissioner, in the building. Talk to the people, Ray.
Most definitely. Shout out to you, man. Shout out Flight Sports TV. This is amazing. This is like humbling. This is astronomically fantastic that you could come up here, because at the end of the day, we can be honest that this sport is kind of male dominated, and you are a female, and I could tell right now, like, you sound like you're strong, you're firm, you're confident in what you do, and confident in how you handle your profession. And for me, my question would be is how do you handle that mentally? At the end of the day, these are athletes. These are guys that's trying to prove something. Some of them might even have their heads up, like, don't even talk to me. So for my thing is like, how do you handle it mentally each and every day, going through those doors step by step? You know what I'm saying? Just handling all that.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. I thank you for that. I'm very aware that as a female, it's a way you have to conduct yourself in the room, and because it's a male dominant industry, I know that each time I walk through the doors or go into a meeting, they're not prepared for me. They some might look past me,
Right.
over me, and it's expected because I already know what I'm getting myself into, and it's not their fault. It's just what it is, and it's just part of the sports culture. It's not that many women who are in charge of a male dominant program, but that's okay because when I don't need to be in the I don't need to be the face. I don't need to be in the forefront. I can handle everything behind, closed doors. But
Right.
I think now, well, I would say a couple years ago, it was a little challenging for me just because um, I wasn't sure how they would perceive me. I didn't think they would take me serious, but I had to make sure I stood confident and stood on my own 2 feet and make sure they understood, like, what's really going on, like who's running this, and my, what I say go pretty much, but in a very respectful way. I think my team that I have, of course, has grown over the years. I feel like they really love working with me just because, and I never use the "you work for me." I absolutely hate that. Like, you work with me because we're doing this as a team, and there's things that
Right.
as a boss that what makes you that is not, you don't have to know all the answers. You have people that you work with that knows certain things that you don't know, and you have to be secure in yourself to work with those individuals and trust them that you know your vision will come to light if you extend that help. So I don't have no issue with pointing those things out and asking for help. So that's one to make it so successful for me. And I think the guys, when you treat them with respect, they'll treat you with respect, and they know that you're confident in what you're doing. They have no choice but to respect
Right.
what you're doing. So I just lean on that as much as possible. So
Man, that's
Yes, and of course we can tell that you're very educated and constituted. Um, you mentioned earlier in the stream that you was in school in Louisiana. Now we have a lot of Pelican fans that pop up on our stream. What part of Louisiana and what school?
I went to Southern University A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Wow,
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I'm
HBCU,
HBCU grad.
salute.
Yeah,
Oh
thank
my
you.
God, salute. Yeah, we even have some HBCU graduates that played professional basketball as well that come on the stream. So, yeah, salute to the
Nice.
HBCU. And look what they produce. Don't be afraid to go to an HBCU, man. Look at this.
That's
Look at Chanel.
right.
Look what they produce. Come on now. And also, I wanted to share about the playoff situation, the playoff
Okay.
scenario. Now, we're down to the final four. Is that where we're down to, the final four?
Yeah. Saturday. It's my birthday. I'm in the gym.
Wow.
Wow.
Final four.
Work hard.
Final
Yeah,
four
work
and
hard.
Wow.
championship is Sunday.
Wow.
And
Happy
what
early
teams are
birthday.
involved?
Thank you. You said what now?
What teams are involved?
Hometown favorites, Public Enemy, Nationwide Soldiers, and Black Pearl Elite.
Now, is any NBA players a part of the playoff scenario?
Yes, there's three actually.
Mm.
DeLon Wright, DeAnthony Milton, and Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, okay. And
Oh,
the NBA is streaming all the playoffs, all through the playoffs to the championship,
That's,
correct?
that's correct. Mm-hmm.
Got you.
That's
Right.
correct.
I want to follow up with a question, because we speak about the Drew League as just a pro-am. I think it's starting to become more of a pipeline to the NBA, maybe overseas. Because you see a lot of people using the Drew League as an avenue not only to train to get ready for as a professional athlete to get ready for their season, but using it as a pipeline to get recognized. And now with this attention and eyeballs, people are just going in droves trying to get here. Speak to the Drew League being a pipeline to, people's ultimate goals. It's more than a pro-am.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. We've been here quite a while. Rucker has more years than us, but I think we're second into that. And because we have the longevity, I think that's where people tend to look at us, and just seeing the growth in that. But it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time. There's been years where in the past where we wasn't sure if this would actually continue, and really feeling like giving up. But we knew how important it was for our community to have presently in their backyard, and for a safe haven for the kids and the people to come and enjoy themselves, and um, potentially get a job, work it, pick up trash and help with the snack bar, get the towels, pick up whatever it is, water for the players, whatever it is. Like we just wanted to start off and make sure it was a community based program where everybody collectively can be a part of it. And I think this is something that could be in everybody's community. You know what I mean? And the pipeline avenue of it, we are definitely trying to get our players involved in other things outside of just the Drew. The Drew, use it for what it is, but then when you're ready, get that deal overseas. If we gotta connect you with coaches and scouts, or if we gotta fly out to somewhere and put you out there on Front Street to give you that opportunity to get a job, that's the goal. The goal is to work. The goal is to make money for what you do. Obviously we don't pay the players, but use this for what it is, so that way that you can be seen, whether it's on Caffeine TV, whether it's in the NBA app, whether it's through our highlights, whether it's through social media, whatever the case is, use that for what it is, and then go out there and make your dreams come true. So yes, we are the pipeline for that. And we're happy to be the pipeline, what I'm saying? And it takes a lot. It really does. And hopefully at some point, I feel like we are being rewarded. Things are happening, but there's still a lot of work to do. And there's still a lot of goals we got to hit. So I'm not going to stop no time soon until we hit those goals.
I just love your drive. I love your drive. It's letting everybody know the Drew League is in wonderful hands. It's just going to continue to rise. Go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. That was a great compliment. Yeah, I just wanted to insert this right here. Now, do you guys invite scouts, or do scouts just come on their own? How do that work out? Do they introduce themselves as scouts when they come into the building?
A lot of times they don't introduce themselves. I know that they're there because I know a few, and a lot of them will just pop up. A lot of the coaches are very much involved in the overseas spectrum. We have a few, and some of them are JUCO colleges, JUCO college coaches, D2 college coaches. With our sanctioning, you can't have D1, but these guys are very connected, so they do invite scouts to come and see their players.
Question. I have a quick question.
Sure.
Yeah, one quick question. Okay, put you a little on the hot seat real quick, right? So,
sure.
TNT, right? ESPN, First Take, Undisputed. What's the other one? NBA something, I forgot. Anyways, right now they're looking for your services. They feel like you're a outstanding spokesperson. They feel like you got your talented information. They're ready. Who's it going to be? If they all had to come with an offer, who would you choose?
Great question. Probably TNT.
Okay, why TNT?
Honestly, I don't. I'm a fan of Shaq.
You're trying to hide it. You could just say it's the vibes.
It's the vibes.
Yeah.
I really love the freedom they have on that show between them and Shannon and Sharp. Like Undisputed, I really enjoy watching them, and
Right.
because they have fun, it reminds me of myself. Like I like to laugh, right? I like for people to make me laugh, and I don't take everything so seriously. So, and our staff is like that. Like we play jokes on each other. We never get tired of each other. We're it's a family dynamic. So, and we take pride in that. And I think that's what makes it so fun for us to have a full, like, to see each other every weekend for almost 3 months. Like some people will get tired of their coworkers, right? Or seeing each other, but for us, like, it's fun. Like we don't even want this weekend to end. Like we're having so much fun together. And so when I see the guys over there in TNT, and like they clown and they joke, and that's what something I would do if I was a part of that panel.
For sure, for sure.
Right, gravy. That sounds real gravy. Also, I wanted to ask that when you chose Southern University, which is the HBCU, which is fantastic. What other offers did you have, and did you choose them because of scholarship in sports or with academics? I mean, what directed you to Southern?
Well, what directed me was I wanted to go to a HBCU. That was first and foremost. I didn't play college ball. I wasn't interested. I played all the way up until high school, but I wasn't interested in playing in college or professionally. I wasn't that interested, but I always was interested in the game, but not playing the game, but also being a part of it. But the reason was Southern University is because my family, my mom's side is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She was born there. My grandparents were born there, and I have my great grandma who was alive at the time. She was still living there. So, and then I watched what was it, the Bayou Classic
Bayou
on
Classic,
Sunday.
yes. Southern and
Yeah, I
Grambling.
watched it one Sunday, and I was like, they look like they have too much fun at that school. Like, I'm going to Baton Rouge. So, as I chose, it was really the band too, So
Battle of the bands, right? Battle of the bands.
exactly. So I was and I wanted to do the HBCU experience. It was either that school or San Diego State, and I want to leave home.
Got you. Now, one final question before we pass the mic. You've been doing a lot of touring, right? You just recently was in Italy. A little bit
Mm-hmm.
before that, you was up in New York at Dykeman. And
Mm-hmm.
are you touring with Drew League teams? Or are you touring because you're making a connection, networking?
It was networking. It was an opportunity for us to go out there to to be a part of a tournament through the NBPA. So they connected us with this group who was interested in us to come out there and represent as the American team, because they never had any American teams be a part of their tournament, which they celebrated 40 years this past week. So it's an outdoor tournament. We're not used to doing the whole outdoor thing, but we thought it would be a great opportunity to have the guys go to potentially get scouted, and which they did. So quite a few guys did get scouted. A few already had deals, so they passed on it, but it definitely made sure that we were it network. It was great for networking, and it's something we might do every year. But it's the whole point is just to get the guys exposed to something new, and provide that pipeline, overseas, internationally. Like that's our goal. Which we've done some stuff in the past in other countries like Japan and China and things like in Shanghai and all that type of stuff. But Italy, that was our first European trip together, and we built a bond, and we really want our guys to know that, it's not just what we do here in the States, but there could be opportunities done that can happen outside of the country, as long as that we make those great connections, which we have been. So hopefully we could do it again next year.
And how do you
Right.
select the members?
Um, I have a coach that we work with, Keon Kendrick, who is highly recommended as far as in training, and he has a lot of connections internationally because he works with scouts and agents and trainers, and His pipeline is pretty huge. So, and he's a great coach too. So he helps us on the international form of things, and we go through him to figure out who's available, what players may accept this as far and look for this to be an opportunity for them to get a chance overseas. Like, some of these guys need it, and they don't know how to put themselves out there. They don't know how they can get in front of an agent, in front of a scout, in front of a coach. And so when the opportunity presents itself, he's the guy that is the go-to person when things like this come about. So we kind of rely on him and trying to see, as far as these guys who might be interested in going overseas, like, hey, we're going here. Like, you trying to go overseas, you're trying to make money, right? NBA is not going to be everybody's in all. Everybody can't make it. So
that's right.
You got to figure out different ways to make money back in basketball if this is something that you love. Because you only got a short window, so you got to take advantage of it now if you're going to do it. So, so we just give them that opportunity to go overseas when we're presented with the opportunity.
Now, I just want to mention one particular player. You know what I'm saying? We are fans of his big time, and he came through the JBA. He played with the Big Baller Brand Drew League team last season. He hit a winning shot. I mean, the stadium went crazy because I was present at that game. Our boy Curtis Hollins.
Curtis, yeah.
So
yeah, Curtis.
Is he a part of that program? Is he? Did he make his connection overseas?
Yeah, he made his connection overseas. I think he's. I want to say he's playing in. Is he playing in Dominican? I believe he's going to play in the Dominican Republic. But he's going to get selected. He's from Dallas, so his team lost in the playoffs last week, so he's back at home. But he should be going to Puerto Rico soon, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but he is getting an overseas deal somewhere.
Gotcha. Congratulations, Curtis.
For sure. Nah, great dude, great young man. He's got a bright future. So I love connecting with a lot of the young guys because we're still working. They still got a lot to work with and a lot of potential and gonna be around for a while. So
I have a quick question. It's not a quick question, but I'm gonna get a little bit political. How you feel about the WNBA situation? And what I mean by that is, like, they have an issue about the pay, the lack of the views, lack of people watching. I think one of the female coaches came out and said that they feel like maybe they should just let all the people who work, whether it's the owner or the coaches or staff, all female, so then they can go by, look, if we fail, at least we said we try to fail by all females. But because she was like, well, there's guys that are coaches, and it's supposed to be all female league, right? That's what she came out and said. So I was just wondering how you feel about the WNBA situation when it comes down to all the things that they come out with. They're saying, they didn't like how when they went to that quarantine, like the hotels, they didn't go give them good hotels or anything. So how you feel about all that whole situation about it?
It's a tricky one. Thank you for educating me on the whole thing around, like, I didn't know some of the coaches, the female coaches, said that it should be all female. Like, that's news to me. I don't agree with that. I don't think it needs to be all females. I definitely don't agree with that. But the WNBA, I feel, is always gonna struggle for a little bit, just because the popularity is just not there. There's a lot of fans that support it, but it's just not enough. And right. I honestly think that they need to go to they're in these huge arenas, right? They're in these huge arenas, and so it doesn't look filled enough. I think for starters, they really need to go into like a college dome or something like that.
Right.
That way it fills up, that way the energy is there, that way it's loud, that way it's more
inviting.
Yeah, more inviting when it's like that. But when you go into these huge arenas that fit 75,000 people or whatever, I'm just making up a number, and
Right.
you only sell, 15,000, like, it looks terrible on TV,
Right.
and no one's going to want to come to that. But I really think it is a shame that they've been, as far as the treatment around the bubble, they're not getting the type of perks like the men. But to be honest, they don't have the resources. The money is not there. The sponsorships is not there. The TV deals, the money is not there to get that. So until then, they are going to struggle.
Right.
But I think it's hope. I have hope for it. I mean, some talented girls out there, but
no, I wanted to actually appreciate what you said, because you're giving me, I could tell that you're giving your pure honesty to it, because a lot of times, especially nowadays, they try to go off the hinges with the fake of like, oh my God, we deserve 20 million. It's like, what? You just missed 10 layups. It's like, you got to be honest with yourself, like there's literally film of like 10 minutes where someone didn't score a layup and like back-to-back possessions, and like talking about like 10 possessions. It's like things gotta get better. You gotta be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing I feel like with the men too. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. I feel like you gotta fit the program, fit the package. These guys is getting these Mountain Dew commercials, but you know what I'm saying? You have to fit that. You have to get your MVP. You have to get your all-star. You have to do all those things. You have to fit the package. It's that simple. So I'm just honest. I'm glad that you were just honest with that.
Oh yeah, right. I have to be. I can't sugarcoat it. I really can't. It's hard for me as a female. It's hard for me to watch the game. It really is. It really is. Nothing against the women. I want to see them succeed. It's just
right.
It's gonna take some time.
Right. Because listen, hey, R.I.P. I wanted to see Kobe Bryant's daughter. What? Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to succeed, but it's like, it's hard. It's like, listen, I promise you, we're not trying to fall asleep, but we did. My bad.
But see, the women are barely, what is it, this year, last 2 years, like they started to dunk now. It's right. But it's it has to be more entertaining. They play the game the right way. One thing about women basketball, they're very fundamental.
Yeah, very professional.
Very professional. Like, they're gonna listen to the coach. They're gonna run the plays exactly to how they practice it. Everything is done cookie cutter. And but there are some very, very talented women that do stand out that, but at the same time, it's, you got to get, the fans are not, you haven't tapped into the next level of fan engagement yet, like the youth. No, once, so it's going to take a minute, but it's little by little, it's going to get there, because it's definitely better than what it was when Tina Thompson and Cheryl Miller and them were hooping. So,
definitely.
Right. Well, I definitely want to let you know it's been an honor to have you tonight. It was definitely a pleasure. We hope that this is the beginning of an amazing partnership. Anything that we can do at our level, we're willing to do it tonight. We don't take any days off. We don't really mess around. Anything that we can do, we're ready to do it. I just want to let you know that. And I just hope to let you know the doors are open at any time you feel free. The door is open for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
It's been an honor to have you tonight. It's Flight Sports TV. We have the Drew League commissioner in the building, Miss Chaniel Smiley. Let everybody know where they could get up with the Drew League on social media and things of that nature.
Yes, you could follow the Drew League page on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Drew League, DREWLEAGUE. You can also visit our website, drewleague.com, even our foundation page, drewleaguefoundation.org, and reach out to us then,
Right, okay. Like I said, it was an honor having you. It's Flight Sports TV. This has been a hell of a one, man. We're getting up out of here.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.